Space Dandy. He's a dandy guy in space. Alright. He's out here chilling with his homies, QT, a little tiny robot who runs off a dial-up from the 90s. And then there's Meow, pronounced meow 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 in his native tongue. He's useless. He does literally nothing. He just eats food. Which, onto my next point. How do they afford food? Because, or their ship for the matter, the Aloha Oi, by the way, which Space Dandy's the captain of, how do they afford it? They never succeed at their job, which is to find undiscovered alien species. So, where are they getting the money from? Is he like Shaggy? Does he have a rich father? I don't know. It doesn't. The show doesn't tell you. So that's pretty wild. So yeah, on to my next point. Now, most importantly, is how is this show connected to Cowboy Bebop, one of the most popular and influential and well-known shows from the 90s? Even if you don't know what Cowboy Bebop is, which I'm surprised you don't, because Netflix made a really bad live-action adaptation of it, which isn't the point that I'm trying to make here, you usually at least know the intro, or at least have seen something about it, or have heard about it, or seen a reference to it. It's iconic. It's not like Evangelion. It's pretty well known. A couple people know about it. Cowboy Bebop is a critical and commercial success in both the Japanese and Western market because of Adult Swim and stuff. It's a popular show. How is this super serious show known as Cowboy Bebop? How should this be connected to a show like Space Dandy? A really wild and philosophical and just wacky show. Seriously, they do some... Yeah, Meme? Yeah, Meme? Yeah? You think so? Meme's confused as well. He doesn't even know how it's connected, and he holds the knowledge of the known universe. Yeah, Meme? That right? There's a couple of theories, and things that could kind of explain how they're connected. First off, they're creators. One and the same. They're both the same dude. I apologize if I completely screw this name up. Shinichiro Watanabe, the creator of Cowboy Bebop, he created Cowboy Bebop and Space Dandy, and also Samurai Champloo, which is not relevant to this, but pretty cool. But the point being is, they're both made by the same creator, right? So obviously, maybe it's like the MCU, right? Now, another thing is, they both use the same currency, which is Wulongs, which is kind of weird, because that's not a small little nod or reference. That's straight up just the same money. So that's kind of wacky. Just saying. More things is, one of the bigger references is, in an episode of Cowboy Bebop, one of the less serious episodes, they're bored and they're on the ship chilling, right? But there's this old fridge. I think Spike put some space crab in there or something, right? And he forgot about it. So it got really gross and nasty. So much so, it spawned an alien demon creature from it, right? Well, and then at one point during the show, they abandon it and say, adios. Well, Space Dandy, on one of the more sad episodes, seriously, it's such a sad episode. You need to watch the show for yourself to truly be able to understand the beauty of Space Dandy. Because one moment, it's really philosophical and sad. The next, Booba. But that same fridge appears in the background, including some of the space gamer gunk, I call it. Same fridge, alright. Same crab demon that lives in the old fridge. So the common idea, the common theory is that it takes place in the same universe, just much later on, because obviously it's much more advanced, because Cowboy Bebop takes place in the solar system, our solar system. Meanwhile, Space Dandy is just space. They'd be going to different dimensions to meet the god of ramen noodles. It's wild. It's wild. Alright, trust me, just like life, sometimes you be chillin', and that's okay. And sometimes you don't be chillin', and that's also okay, cause life is wild. And sometimes you gotta accept that. Sometimes you gotta be like Space Dandy. A dandy guy from space, who I'm pretty sure becomes God, but we don't talk about that. He's just, in the end, aren't we all just dandy guys and gals in space? Think about that. So how is it connected to Space Dandy? How is this... Meme, I'm trying to do a thing here. Simmer down. Ah. Meme, what do you want? What do you want from me? What do you want from me?